club and so on. That's where this movement was.
Right.
And eventually we were blessed by government giving us a land, and then we have a space at Canifin here, close to your studio here. And that's where we have the National Council office. And in this National Council office, of course, there are branches. We have the Banjul branch of the Gambia YMCA. We have the Kabakel branch. We have the Brikama branch. And we're even trying to establish other branches in Farafene and in Basse. And this movement, as I said, there is a board, and there are also directors and line managers that also works in this. And as I said also, our main objective is the young people movement. So all our engagement, we have a digital studio, we have a hostel, we have a training center. It's all trying to engage young people doing their own thing. As of now, I could tell you that the YMCA is coming up with a sport funding. And you could see the target audience are the young people we are looking at. So the movement should be constantly bubbling. That's what the movement. And if you could remember, there was this time, there's a song, we used to play the ball on YMCA. Well, it comes from that.
Yeah, well, yeah. We'll be going with a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more on YMCA. It's...
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Fatu Show, and this is the Viewers Tube, only with me, Teneng Gite. Today we're talking about tax payment and all its related issues and vices. Have you paid your tax? Mane, if your answer is yes, good. If no, they're coming for you. This is where we talk about your tax issues, and we are teaming up with GRA. Here we have Commissioner of Domestic Taxes, Esa Jallo, to tell us all about tax payment, who pay tax, where your money goes to, and why you need to pay tax. In fact, all the information you need is right here on this video.
Anything to do with the payment of tax is something, that has to be decided by law. So who pays tax, how they are going to pay the taxes, all these things, have to be decided by law. So that is why we operate on the basis of the law, and the law will prescribe who pays tax and what are the different types of taxes which exist in the country. Who pays tax depends on, the kind of, economic activities that you are engaged in. Like all businesses, pay tax in this country. These businesses could be individual businesses, it could be partnerships, it could be, corporate bodies. Even those of us who are in employment, we pay tax because of, the income we are getting. It's taxable. You have people who have rented out properties in this country. They are earning income from property rentals. They are also required to pay tax. So in other words, to just summarize this, anybody who is engaged in an economic activity, in this country, you are required to pay tax. It doesn't matter which religion you belong to. It doesn't matter which age what is your age. Tax does not look at gender. It does not look at religion. It looks at what you do. And, on the basis of what you do, the law will decide, what kind of tax will apply to you, whether it is a tax on employment, whether it is a tax that is based on business income, and so on and so forth. It is very important that, people pay tax, because every government, needs revenue to be able to provide, public services, and let me say public goods and services. Because we all see roads, we want to drive the best cars, but imagine you buy your best car and you don't have a road, you don't have good roads. So which means that no matter how good your car is, after 1 year, your maintenance, costs will start increasing. And also it will affect the durability of your car. The other thing is, if you are sick, you want to go to a hospital, you want to find doctors there, you want to find medicine there. Also, So, you need security for your property. Therefore, you need the police. You need the army. And for all the civil servants, all the people who work in government offices, providing public services, they are all paid. Their salaries are paid from the taxes, that are being mobilized, by the country. That is why, it is very, it is criminal, it is illegal, for anybody, to engage in tax evasion, because that's the quickest way of crippling economies. If you fail to pay tax, you can be taken to court, you can be prosecuted, and it can even attract a jail time. For who pays taxes and how much you pay and what type of taxes, these are all prescribed, by the law. There are individual businesses, and for them, we tax them on the basis of their business income. And for those individual businesses, of course, they will be required to register. And once they register, they have to pay income tax. Income tax is paid annually, but during the course of the year, they are required to make quarterly payments. That is for all individual businesses and the corporate businesses. When I say individual businesses, are the ones that we usually see, being run by people. And when I say corporate, I'm talking about the big kind of businesses, whether they are banks, whether they are the telecoms, whether they are hotels. So all of them require to pay, tax on their business incomes. They would be required to pay this first on a quarterly basis based on their, turnover, and then at the end of the year, they will be required to file a return. When they file a return, an assessment is done, of their taxes, and depending on the tax that is charged, on their profit or turnover, whichever is higher, that's what we take. But, in a nutshell, that kind of tax is called, how to call it, income tax. And it's a tax that they pay on the basis of their business income. And for individual businesses, there is one thing that is also important. Government recognizing the fact that, it needs to help its citizens. Beginning in January 2013, we revised the fourth schedule in our tax law. And that is the schedule that we use to tax individual, incomes, that is for individual business, and for those who earn salaries, employment income. Now, the first 18,000 of your annual income is not subject to tax. Government gives that, as a relief, So we only begin taxing, an individual, whether an employee or you run an individual business, after you have already achieved your first 18,000. So any amount in excess of the 18,000, that is what we tax, and we tax it at different rates. The rates are progressive, and the greater your income, the higher, the rates that, will be applicable, to that income. This, program we have started, and for all those who would have the opportunity to view this program, we want to challenge you to share, my views with, your family, your friends, and everybody, because our objective is to change the culture of, tax compliance in this country.
Now that we've seen that, are we involved in tax evasion? I hope not, because if you are, I don't want to be you. One thing that has been jogging my mind, 2 days ago I did some shopping in one supermarket, and I noticed that I paid VAT, which is different from the amount of money that I spent. I bought items, and there was an amount given, like $11 says paid VAT. VAT included, and $11 is paid VAT on the receipt. Okay, I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm not the only one having this problem anyway, but in case you are, join us next week and we'll tell you all about it. Till then, it's a wrap from me. Bye-bye.
Standing there with the viewers tube, enlightening us about the VAT and everything. Pretty good there. Now, in the studios right now, we have youngsters in the building. I have Mr. Ibrahim Thola and Miss Bintu Marie Koti. You're both welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
So I believe that you're still students, aren't you? You're still going to school?
Yeah.
High school?
No, upper senior.
All right.
Yeah, 9th grade.
Okay, what school do you go to?
SOS, we're both from SOS.
SOS, all right, that's very nice. So I believe you are members of the YMCA?
Yeah, we are members of the Y Club.
Okay.
We are almost clocking 3 months right now.
3 months. Wow, that's really nice. Excited about the event tomorrow?
Yeah, very excited because it's going to be fun. And
can you like hold the mic up a little?
oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah,